obviously I have a bias, you know, but we all have biases. So if you think you're above the bias, then your bias is so fucking in your head that you can't even get above your bias enough to say that you have a bias. Blah, blah, blah. So obviously I have a bias. But I still would like to hope that I'm genuinely asking this question and I'm curious for your answers. So, the reason that I don't like reactionary videos when they're negative is because regardless of how many disclaimers you put in front of your video, regardless of if you say like don't go bully the person, people are going to. And if you don't know that, if you don't understand that, then I don't even know where you are. Like, that's just been the pattern of the internet forever. You are so, like, you must be, like, you're so oblivious, I can't help but think you're trying or you're lying. Like, even if you say, like, don't go bully this person, people are going to do it. And if you have, like, 100,000 trillion, literally 100,000 is an exaggeration. If you have 100,000 or more, if you have hundreds of thousands more subscribers or followers or whatever than your, you know, target, they like potentially could be bullied off the platform. So recently, like, somebody made a video directly reacting to another person, and this person hit like a huge amount of subscribers and this other person didn't, and the small person got so much bullying that they literally privated every single video on their channel. And the big person was like, but I said don't go bully them. And it's like, well, duh, girl, they're still going to. Obvi, you're dragging them. It's like putting a treat in front of a dog and being like, don't eat it. Don't eat this treat. I said don't. I said don't eat the treat. It's like they're still gonna do it. I watched a video. I won't call out their name out. But I want to. But I won't. I watched a video where somebody made a video ripping on a recent news story that a broadcasting company did. I think it was in Australia. And the broadcasting company got so much hate on their Facebook page that they deleted the story, they deleted the post, they deleted everything. And they were like, can you stop posting harassing things on our Facebook? We really can't keep up with it, and we're trying to keep the Facebook page, you know, not full of like vitriol swear words. And, you know, of course people didn't listen. And then the original person who sent so much harassment, their way made a video that was like, I don't condone this harassment, but it was fucking hilarious. Here are some of my favorite ones, but don't do it, don't go again. This is like literally what they did. They highlighted their favorite pieces of harassment, and they're like, but I don't want to encourage you to do that. I'm not about that. I don't support that, but here are some of my favorites. Like, that's so fucking contradictory. So, and I know that a lot of us, including me, we're all guilty of calling out people online. And this is what I think. I think it's complicated because you're trying to balance, like, standing up for yourself and not unintentionally sending a ton of harassment or bullying, or just, people get all hung up on those words. Let's call it, like, super meanness. No, I can't do that. We're just going to call it bullying. You're trying to play this balancing act between standing up for yourself and not sending bullying another person's way. So I don't know what the best way to do it is. So I'm kind of like processing that, and I'm wondering if you have ideas. So, like, I think keeping numbers in mind is important. So, for example, like, are you picking on somebody your own size? Are you standing up for yourself? Like, is it necessary, or is it just, like, is it really not needed, but you're doing it anyway to, like, show that you have the bigger stick, I think, is kind of what I've concluded. Because I've definitely called people out before for being, like, you know, the worst. But I mostly do that on Twitter. And I think considering medium is also really important because, like, I mean, people can be hateful on Twitter. But when I call somebody out on Twitter and I, like, click the tweet, like, hours later to expand it and see all the replies, there aren't very many replies. There aren't very many people, like, you know, on my side. I mean, there are some, but there's not, like, thousands. There's not even hundreds. There'll be, like, 3. But that's hard because, like, who am I to say? I should be compassionate. Maybe even those 3 tweets that I sent that person's way could have really gotten to them. Maybe they said the perfect hateful thing that really got to that person. But it's hard because then what are you supposed to do? So, like, I'll get people who say, like, horrible things to me on Twitter. And then usually what I'll do is I'll quote tweet it with something sarcastic. Like, somebody was recently like, what'd they say? I don't know. They were like, you're super vain and you... Or what did they say? They were like, why go to gender therapy if you can just choose whatever gender you are? And I was like... I just, like, quote tweeted it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, solid point. I don't know. Thanks for bringing that up. It's kind of like... and then my assistant Tom said, like, why go to any therapy when you just choose what mood you have? Like, just choose not to be depressed. And I was like, yeah, exactly. So I could just, like that tweet that person tweeted me frustrated me. It hurt me. I mean, maybe you think I'm a wimp. Maybe you think that should be like water off a duck's back. But, like, I'm not you. And sometimes things hurt me. So, like, that hurt me. And I wanted to, like, stand up for myself. So I did. Is that necessarily wrong, though? But then what's the alternative? Just, like, swallowing it? So, no, I think it's important to consider numbers and medium. Because on YouTube, there's a lot of hate on YouTube. And when you're picking on somebody who's itty-bitty-bitty baby, itty-bitty baby, and you're just like this huge giant, and sometimes people even collab with other people. It's like 2 giants. Oh. And it's like, I don't know, do you just not have the compassion to see how that's like... I don't know. Not that big of a, like, just unnecessary. Anyway, and another thing is, I usually only stand up to people when they're, like, specifically directing their at me. But if somebody made, like, a blanket horrible video, or a blanket yeah, I would be less inclined to respond to it. But anyway, so tomorrow I'm, like, posting a video, and, like, I mean, if you know anything that's happening, like, you know exactly who the video's response to. But I don't mention that person's name. I don't link that those people's, in the description. And it's for a lot of reasons. 1, I don't want to send anything their way. 2, don't want to, like, it's not my goal to, like, start something. I'm not one of those YouTubers who's like, ooh, this is so, like, let's get involved in drama for the views. I'm more like, ooh, I'm so not confrontational. I'd rather just ignore this thing that really, really, really upset me. But this time I just, like, kind of couldn't. This time I was like, okay. Just, like, it was almost, I just needed to make some, art, some kind of project just to release some of my emotions. So I did. It's funny, it's cheeky. But it's not, like, it's not directed specifically at the people who inspired it because I don't want to send anything their way. Also, like, it's not just about those people. Like, if they think it's just about them, and then they're flattering themselves. I mean, like, maybe, like, they were, like, the straw that broke the camel's back. But this video is also meant for, like, thousands of other people who do the exact same things and think the exact same way. And yeah, I don't know, just, like, I don't think I'll ever make a specific, never say never, but I think it would take a lot for me to have to make a specific video about a specific person, because I understand the consequences and the ramifications of that. And I think other people do too, but they ignore it. They're like, it's the internet, I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's like, okay, sure, do whatever the fuck you want. Be a dick. Like, if you want to be, like, a giant asshole, then, like, feel free to be a giant asshole. on you. But then people are all like, well, if you don't link the original video, you're strawmanning. And I'd be like, you know what? Fine. That's a choice that I will make. I would rather have people think I'm strawmanning than send a lot of hate. Like, that's a sacrifice I'll make. You can fucking think I'm making up source things, like source material. You can think that, if that means that I, like, stave away a bunch of harassment to another human being. Fine. My argument can just be that much weaker in order to save a person from a ton of slurs, and in order to save a person from being put in the situation where they want to private all of their videos because they can't handle anymore. I'll do that. That's the thing I'll do. But some people won't do that. And obviously I think that's goofy. But you know what? They probably think I'm goofy, because such is life. We all just have different opinions.